All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Caleb Baumgardner, and this is the video for my Competency 10, talking about my web-based resource that I've already created a presentation over. Now we're just doing the video component to it. So the application that I chose to research, test out, create a presentation about um, is this application called Socrative, and it's a very cool application. Basically, it's an assessment creation tool, and then a facilitation tool as well. You create quizzes or exit tickets, or you can just post questions, and then your students can uh, log in with all they need is the name of your room that you've created, and then they put in their own name. They don't need an email or anything like that, and then they can take your quiz. They can complete the exit ticket, do a whole host of things in here that you've created. It's a really cool application. There's a lot of customization available, and it's super easy to use. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a tour uh, of the teacher side of things, and then the student side of things, and show you kind of how it works. Um, Before I start, I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with this application. It's very similar to Kahoot, which I know that um, at the very least, the vast majority of you are familiar with because we used it at one of the seminars. It's very similar to that. Um, uh, it seems to have some more meat to it, though. So let me get started here. This is what it looks like whenever you open up your teacher page. And I should say before I begin, it's free to use. There are three SKUs. There's a free version, which has all the basic features. That's the one I have. And then there's a pro version for K through 12 educators, and it has a few more features to it. And then there's also one for um, higher education. Um, and those pro versions, the K through 12, it's $59.99 a year, and then the higher education one, that one is $100 a year, $99.99. But like I said, I'm using the free version. This one has all the basics in it, um, everything that I want to cover today. Um, Let me see. To get started, this is their website. It's just www.socrative.com. To get it, you can just hit the Get Account. Down here is some more information about what the application is really about. There's a demo video, and then it's talking about getting the pro version. You get some extra features. So let me see here. The plans. This is just comparing the three versions. Like I said, there's a free version, a K through 12 version, and then a higher education version, or for corporate use also. And this compares all the different plans. I don't want to get too much into this. I'd like to just talk about the application itself a little bit. So within those three SKUs, there are two versions of this app. There's one for the teacher, and then there's one for the student. So the teacher version is the one where you're going to do all your work. That's the one that you're going to use as an educator to create the quizzes, and just to build all of your assessments. And then the students will obviously use the student version. The student version is how you take the quizzes and provide that feedback to the teachers. And it's showing you on here how you can download the versions. You can use any of these online stores. So let me go back. Once you've created an account and open it up, it's going to look something like this. This is just the basic teacher page. You can see up here there's a little toolbar. You've got launch, which is sort of your home page. This is where you're going to start your quiz or your space race or your exit ticket, or you can do quick questions down here as well. This is where you start all of your assessments. But I would like to begin under this tab right here, quizzes. This is how you build your quizzes, how you create them. I've already created a few in here. I created a few just today, actually, to show as examples in here. But I'm going to go ahead and create a new one just to show you guys how you do it. Like I said, it's very easy. So on here, you have to name your quiz. So we'll call it, I don't know, just quiz 3. And what you can do is you can align your quiz to specific standards. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is actually a really cool tool here. You can select the subject. So I'm a social studies major myself, so I'm going to click on social studies. And then right here you say core. So you've got Common Core. And then you've also got state standards as well under here. You find Oklahoma. Don't want to go past it. I'm going kind of slow here. There we go. Click on social studies. And then in your grade in class, has all the different grades that you could want, or a specific class. So let's say, how about, let's just do United States history. And then you click on a specific standard, and it has all the standards here from that particular course. So let's just click on, let's see, find one. Evaluate the significance of the labor movement on the organization of workers, including the impact of the Pullman strikes, Haymarket riot, Eugene v. Debs, all of that. So we just click on that, and now that standard is attached to this quiz. You can change or delete that if you want. So then, now that you've got all that taken care of, you can start creating your questions. And I should say, you don't have to include a standard for your quiz. That's just a neat little feature on here for if you want to include a standard, attach it to the quiz, then they make it super easy to do that. So like I said, down here, here's where you add the questions. So you've got 3 different types that you can choose from. You got multiple choice, true, false, and short answer. So if we do multiple choice, this is what it looks like. And you type in your question up here. And then down here, you type in your answers. And you can add more answers. I haven't tested this to see just how many you can add, but presumably quite a few. Or you can delete them. Let's say we just want to have 4, A, B, C, and D. And then you can also, what you can do is you can add a picture to go along with your slide. And then, well, I'm not going to do that right now, but that's an option for you. You can add a picture to go along with the slide. Once you're satisfied with the question, let's type in a question here. what is your name? Just kind of a, for example. Let's see, yeah, Joe. Oh, let's capitalize that. So we've got your question, we've got the answers, and then you have to select which one is correct. So my name is Caleb, so I'll go ahead and select that as the correct answer. And once you're satisfied with your question, just hit save. And now that is saved. And then you can add some more questions. So true or false, same thing. Just your name is Caleb. So there's your question right there, and then you can click whether it is true or false. In this case, we'll leave it as true since that is my name. We'll go ahead and click save. So now that question is saved. So now we've got 2 questions in this quiz. And then short answer, same thing. You can have a little prompt up here, and then you can add correct answers if you want, or you can just leave it as the question. And then when it shows up on the student screen, it'll have a text box for them to put in their short answer. So, well, we can just do the same question again. What is your last name? Small variation. I know these are riveting questions, but just these are just examples showing you how to work the program here. So those are the 3 different kinds of questions you can ask on here. And once you're satisfied with your quiz, you can hit save and exit here, and that will save the quiz. So now if we go to our quizzes, that's on there. We've got quiz number 3, and it'll show the standard that you have selected there. We can click on it to go back in. We can edit any of these if we want to go back in. So click edit if I wanted to change the question or change whether it was true or false, any of that. Save and exit again. And then I've got my other quizzes that I've created in here as well. So those are the basics of how to create a quiz in Socrative. Like I said, it's very, very easy. Over here on the home page again, the launch page, we can start a quiz. But first, I'd like to go ahead and pull up another tab here so that I can have a student take the assessment. And in this case, the student will just be me again. And I'll go ahead and log in as a student. So to have your students log in, they just have to go to the website or download the app, click on student login, and all they have to do is put in the name. They don't have to put in any of their information, apart from their name, of course, so that you know who's taking the quiz. They don't have to put in an email or a password or anything like that. You just have to share this, the name of the room with them, and they'll be able to take whatever you want them to take. So before I log in as a student, I'm going to get a quiz set up here and show you what it looks like. So if I click on quizzes, I've got all my quizzes in here to edit. To actually start one, you have to be on the launch screen here, the home screen. And we click on quiz. And we'll go ahead and stop. And then this is going to show up. And it has your list of quizzes here that you can start for your students. And we're going to go ahead and do this one. This is just a silly example one that I created earlier. And then it gives you some more options here for your quiz. You can do instant feedback. So whenever a student answers a question, it'll immediately tell them whether it was correct or incorrect. Open navigation, it'll just, it's a lot like instant feedback. The students go at their own pace, except they don't get that, well, they don't get the instant feedback. They're just going through the quiz, not knowing. And then the teacher paced is the teacher will prompt whenever the next question is available. For this one, though, we're going to do instant feedback. And then you have some more options here that open up. You can shuffle the questions, shuffle the answers, require the names, that's recommended, and then show question feedback. That's part of this right here. We'll do show final score. We'll click on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the questions and answers as well. That might be kind of fun. Okay, so we're all ready here. We've got the quiz set up the way we want to. And we're just going to hit start. Right. Well, I think it logged me out here. Bear with me. Okay. I'm going to see if that went ahead and opened it up for me. So the name of the room is Comp 10 Caleb B. And this is over on the student side. So this is the student login. You're putting in the room name and you click join. And it's taking a second here. I'm going to try and hit this again. Go ahead and see if we can do. So I'm going to try to start the quiz over again because it logged me out. So shuffle answers, same thing as before, show final score, start it. Okay. It's kind of difficult whenever you've got two browsers. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, so let's say our name is, well, they've got Jack on here, so let's just say our name is Jack. All right, so there we go. We finally got the quiz to open up. So this is what you're going to see on the teacher side of things. You have this live look-in at the student progress, and you can choose to show the answers or not, and you can even you can hide the names if you want. And then on here, you've got progress in terms of percentage, the score percentage, or the score number. And then you've got the class total down here, and it'll display how many of them are getting this question correct, all of that. The colors up here show which type of question it is. So the orange ones, these are multiple choice, and this purple one is a true or false question. So as you can see, we've only got one student in here right now. It's Jack, or me. So I'm going to go ahead and take this quiz, and then I'll show you on this teacher side of things what it looks like. So what's the best food? So let me see here. The best food, I'm going to say, is pancakes. So then we select the answer as a student, and then we just hit submit, and it's going to give us some feedback. Okay, so apparently that answer was incorrect, so it gives you the little X, incorrect. It will restate the question, what's the best food? And then down here, if you got the question wrong, it'll give you the correct answer. Apparently the correct answer was hot dogs. So if we click OK, it'll move us on to the next question here. So on the teacher side of things, you see here, I did shuffle answers, so they're out of order. So that was actually the second question that we just answered. The red here shows that we got the question incorrect. And you see on the class total here, 0% of the students have gotten this question correct. Let's go back to the quiz. Hopefully we'll have better luck on this question. So, the best city in the world is Detroit, Michigan. Now, let's see. I'm going to say false. This is a true or false question. Submit answer. And then we got this one correct. So, it restates the question and then gives you the correct answer. Correct answer is false. Detroit, Michigan apparently is not the best city in the world. So we click OK and go on to the next question. 3 of 4. So what is the best color? Ooh, this is a good question. What is the best color? Everyone knows the best color is purple. So click on purple, submit answer, and we got that one correct as well. So what is the best color? Correct answer, purple. Click OK, and then back on the teacher side of things. So we've answered those 2 questions now. You see here we got both of those correct, so they're in green. And it shows us if we click on, well, let me go back here. If you click on the numbers here, it'll actually show you the question. So 1 of 1 students answered it. A lot of really good information here. And then we've still got that last question that we haven't completed. So on the progress here, you see that we are 75% done, or Jack, or us, we're 75% done. And then the score so far, 50%. Got to get that score up. And then the score, in terms of numbers, we've got 2 out of the 3 correct. So let's do progress again and go back to student side of things. What is the best animal? What is the best animal? All right, so we've got a big list of options here. So I'm going to say the best animal is a sea turtle. Answer A. Submit that. And we got it incorrect. So apparently the correct answer was tiger. So what's the best animal? Correct answer. We'll click OK here. And then since we did clicked on the option to give us an end result at the end, it'll show us the score and then the percentage. So we only got 50%, 2 out of 4. Not a great score. We'll click OK. Okay, so you've completed the current activity, and then we're just waiting for the next one. All right, so back on the teacher side of things, Jack, he got 2 questions correct, 2 questions incorrect. So he's 100% done with the quiz. Click on score here, he got 50%. And the score in terms of numbers, 2 out of the 4. And you can see here in the class total, his total will be the class total since he's the only student, but 100%, 0%, all of that. And then as a teacher here, you can hit finish. And then you got some options here. You can go to reports and you can view a chart. So the chart, you view chart. Oh, well. Log this out again. It's a bit difficult having 2 of these different Socrative accounts open at the same time because it'll log you out of one, or it'll boot you out of one if you've got another one open. See if I can get back in here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close the student page now. Now that you've seen what it's like to take one of the quizzes. All right. I'm just going to show you a couple more of the quizzes I have here, some more examples. I've got a history example here. I used this one to show that you could insert a picture into your slides, into your questions, that is. So who's the 3rd president of the United States? I've got four options here for you to choose from, and then I've got a picture of the correct answer. So if you know who this is a picture of, then you know the answer to the question. That's Thomas Jefferson. Answer C. It's the 3rd president of the United States. Okay, so we'll save and exit that. And then I've got I've got some other just kind of a fun little quiz here about roller coasters. I really like roller coasters, so that was one of the quizzes I created here. I've got various questions here just to show off the different types. Here's multiple choice questions, the true and false, and then a short answer question. And we can, like I said before, edit these, and we can delete them too by just hitting the delete button here. I'm just going to check really quick and make sure I've fulfilled all the requirements here. Okay, so I know I've been going on for a long time here at this point. I'm just trying to be as thorough as I can with showing you guys everything. Another thing you can do is the space race. And this is, you can use the space race with any of your quizzes. And what it is you can team up students, put them in teams together, and they can race to see who can get all the questions done the fastest. So let me do state capitals quiz. That was another quiz I created specifically for this. And on the space race, you've got some additional options here. So a number of teams, we'll just do 2 teams. Yeah, we'll do auto assign the students, and the icons will use the rockets. Let's see, required names, and then let's do show question feedback, yes, and then we'll do show final score. So we're going to go ahead and start that, starting the activity. So we've got the blue team and the magenta team, and I'm going to go ahead and log in as a student. Name is Compton Caleb B. All right, hopefully this will log us in. Let's just be Jack again. Sounds good. Okay, so with the space race, the object is to get the questions done, get the quiz done faster than anybody else, and with correct answers, obviously. So we got the first question here. What's the capital of Arizona? And we're on the blue team, by the way. So we're going to be rooting for the blue team up here. And there's nobody on the magenta team, so I imagine that we'll probably win. So what's the capital of Arizona? We got 4 options: Santa Fe, Phoenix, Sacramento, and Tucson. You know that it's Phoenix, so we'll just hit submit. So we got that correct. And then back on the teacher page, you can see the progress. So the blue team has moved up a little bit. We're getting closer to the end here. What's the capital of Oklahoma? I hope we all know that. It's Oklahoma City. So we'll submit the answer, and that's correct. And we're a little bit farther now, so we're halfway. We just got 4 questions on this quiz. It's a really short one. The capital of South Carolina is Columbus. So this is a true or false question. And we know that that is false. The capital of South Carolina is Columbia, not Columbus. Columbus is the capital of Ohio. So that's correct. Got that correct. The correct answer was false. Back on the teacher page, we're getting even closer to the end here. What is the capital of New Hampshire? So we got Manchester, Providence, Annapolis, and Concord. No, it's Concord. So we click on that, submitting the answer, and we got that correct as well. All right, so finished. Score 4 out of 4, 100%. And ideally, you would have this teacher page displayed up on a projector or something so the students could track where their team was and see who was winning. So looks like the blue team won this time. The magenta team didn't even have a chance for them. And then there are some other things you can do in here. Like I said, exit tickets, or you can just do some quick questions, like a quick multiple choice question. Is this going to log us out again? It sure is. It's going to log us out again. I'm going to log back in. Sorry, I'm having to log in and out so much here. I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon here. I know I've been talking for a while. But, here's the results page. So the results from our very last space race there. You can click finish, and we've got the same options here. We can view a chart, get the results. You can get the results emailed to you, or you can just download them. And then you can just click that to go back to the launch page. So like I said, very easy application to use, really cool. There's a lot of room for customization. With that space race feature especially, you can have students collaborate and work together. You get instant feedback. You get a lot of useful information from that results page. So a very useful application. I would highly suggest it to anyone. I know I've really enjoyed just playing around with it, and I plan on using it in the future, definitely. I think that's pretty much all that I have to say on this. So I'm going to